Hey everyone, it's Ryder from Skip. It's great to see you all. Thanks for tuning in today, and happy St. Patrick's Day. So we've got a lot to cover today, and we're also going to pick $1,000 grant winners. I think that's why many of you have tuned in early. We're picking winners, and we've got EIDL news to share with you too. So there was some huge news in EIDL land this week. Isabel Guzman issued a press release. I'll give the latest update there. The latest update, again, probably 30% of the folks who tune into our channel are still waiting for EIDL funding. So we'll talk about that, how much money is left. And we'll answer your questions as we usually do. So really excited to be live today and see so many of you. Always love seeing your comments. So please chime in as always. I got some special announcements today. So we've got a great show. And like I said, we're going to update the date in the bottom for the picking winners. And then we're going to put the winners when we choose them at the bottom as well. But I want to say, we've opened comments to everyone today, so anyone can leave comments. At the end, we're going to be answering EIDL questions. I'm going to give a quick news update first. In about 10 minutes, we're going to pick winners, 5 $1,000 grant winners. If you haven't entered yet, you can go to helloskip.com/1K. Okay, and the page, let me pull up the page here, show you how it looks. helloskip.com/1K. We pick winners every single month. We've donated over $100,000. We donate most of our YouTube revenue. It's free to enter. It takes a few seconds. It's a small thing we're trying to do to help winners. And there's a couple of reasons we're doing this. In case you haven't been following us on TikTok, we've been posting a lot of videos there, and Robert on our team has been posting videos about major businesses that have been started with $1,000. So he talked about Spanx last week. This video has almost 24,000 views. He talked about Dell, a few other companies that all started with $1,000 investment. So it's the reason we're giving these out, and the reason we're doing these videos is to be inspiring, to provide some inspiration, no matter where your business is at, or even if you don't have a business, you're thinking about starting a business in 2022 or how to grow your business. These are great stories. So you can follow us on TikTok there. Hello.skip is there's some impersonator Skip accounts, just like on YouTube. People are impersonating us, so you can look for the official. Well, this is the official one on TikTok. But how's everyone else doing? And yeah, would love to hear where you're watching from. Again, here's the link to enter. And what we're going to be doing in a minute is picking winners from this page like we did last month. So before I give an EIDL news update, the EIDL deferment news, Isabel Guzman announced earlier this week that you now have 30 months to make your first EIDL loan payment. Would love to hear how many of you are still looking for funding for your business. But I also want to hear where you're watching from. Okay, so big news. This is going to be the last live that I'm doing in this apartment. The next live we do will be somewhere else, and TBD where that is. But in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I'll be driving through 20 states. So this weekend, I'll be making my way through 10 states. So where are you watching from? The first route will be from the west to the East Coast. And then a couple weeks later, I'll be driving down to Florida, passing through another several states as well. So that's why I want to hear where you're watching from. I'm going to be passing through Chicago, be passing through, a lot of the country. And I'll be passing through South Carolina as well, a lot of states. So I always love, and I'll be passing through Des Moines. Yeah, it's great. We have an audience all over the U.S. So hope to see some of you in person. We want to do more events coming up, especially because it's been a couple years. We used to do events, by the way, pre-pandemic. A lot of our services were helping people with the DMV, people with passports. We did some get-togethers. Would love to do more of these, and so great to see everyone. Well, let me give the EIDL news update. I've talked about this in a couple videos this week. If you didn't see, here's the SBA newsroom, and it's not on the main page here, but you can see that's the Equal Pay Day, which was a couple days ago. But what I want to point out is the additional deferment. So because EIDL payments were going to be due starting next month for many folks, so now there's been an extension of 6 additional months. So many of you who took EIDL loans originally in April or May 2020, you'll be probably repaying now in October, November, December this year, as in your first payments. But the one point that I want to stress here is this here. If you took an EIDL loan, you can log into your portal. You can go to EIDLpay.com. That's a domain we bought to make it easy, because otherwise it's like caweb.gov/ a few things. But you can go to EIDLpay.com to log in, and you have to create an account. It's not that intuitive, but what the important point here is, you can see when your next payment is due. I know many of you have already checked, so if you've checked, let me know in the comments. And you can see the payment that's due, but more importantly, you can see your daily interest accrual. I just want to reemphasize this one last time. The daily interest in this case for a $500,000 loan, many of you are less than that, some of you more, $51. So monthly, that's about $1,500. So that means when your first payment is due, most of that payment is going to pay off interest. So again, it's not cheap. 3.75 is still good, but interest is still accruing. And this leads into the other big news from CNBC. That was yesterday, the Fed rate hike. This is the first rate hike since 2019. The stock market responded positively, but again, the Fed had been saying they were going to do this for a while to curb inflation, right? For the past 2 years, money was cheap. Mortgages were at record lows. Mortgages for most of last year, the interest rate was under 3%. It's now above 4% because of this news. So, there's a few takeaways here, but the bottom line is borrowing gets more expensive. It's another reason to try to get more EIDL funding, or if cheap capital does exist and you need it, to go after it now. Mortgages are going up, which is not good for potential home buyers, because housing prices are already the highest they've ever been. And there's already a huge supply-demand imbalance between homes that are available and people who want to buy homes. So, but here's, like I just mentioned, the average 30-year fixed rate is now above 4%. And so it's going to affect home buyers, certainly. Anyone who wants to borrow money, anyone who wants to borrow money for cars, etc. I mean, borrowing in general. So this may be a good time to just take one last look, see if you are eligible for more EIDL funding. This is approximately how much is left. I think it's probably closer to 30 billion. We recalibrate this every few days. When we hear back from the SBA, we have a few sources at the SBA who tell us how much funding is left. They're approving about 1 billion per day. You can go here, helloskip.com/EIDL if you want to check. and go after some more funding. And of course, the join link, oh, here we are at the top, is if you want one-on-one support from our team. Incredible news, man, it's amazing. You know, we have around 20 people, 20 experts helping people get not only EIDL funding, but other grants, other funding, some of our partner lenders, and we're now helping people grow their business. Next week, we're going to announce our business listings where we are featuring businesses. So I think some of you watching know about this, but it's incredible to have helped so many folks in the one-on-one support, and you can try risk-free if you haven't. That's the one plug I'll give today. I'm going to pick winners in a minute, and yeah, congrats again to everyone who's entered. We've had tens of thousands of people enter. If you haven't yet, helloskip.com/1K. You won't be eligible for the drawings I'm going to do in 2 minutes, but you will be eligible for the next drawing. And, you know, we've often thought about doing higher grant amounts. Should we do $5,000 grants? That means there'll be less winners, but, you know, a higher payout. So we're always thinking about that, but it, you know, it all comes back to you who've supported our channel. And when you like this video, YouTube shows it to more people. That's more revenue for our channel, and that means we can give back more money to folks watching. So thanks everyone. Huge shout out to everyone who tunes in every single day for our updates. The last piece of news is on homes. Speaking of increasing interest rates, there's another headline from the Wall Street Journal today. Homes earned more for owners than their jobs last year, right? If you bought, this is according to Zillow, by the way, increase in value of a typical U.S. home exceeded median worker income for the first time. So if you bought a home 2019, early 2020, I mean, you know, if you're looking at Zillow, which is, by the way, that's estimate, right? Your home value is only worth, when you sell it, you actually see what the estimate, if the estimate's true or not. It's what someone's willing to pay for it. But based on Zillow, which has their estimates, you can see, and their study shows that the value of a typical U.S. home rose nearly 20% in 2021 to $321,000, an increase of $52,000 from 2020. Okay, and that's higher than the median U.S. full-time salary, which is around $50,000. So another, if you own a home, that's another good news story. So let's pick some winners. And yeah, it's been incredible to see the housing prices skyrocket. I'm curious to figure out what's going to happen with the rate increases, if the demand for homes is going to slow, if that will help at all, or people are still going to be trying to buy homes across the country. Okay, I'm going to pick a couple winners here. First winner. First, there's again $1,000. We get it to you in about a week, not like other grant programs where you have to wait, maybe weeks. But here we go. First winner is oh, here we go. A little bit more suspense there. Brianna, congrats. Oh, and number 187675. So congrats to you, Brianna. Just the caveat here is that if you've won, you can email us, hello@helloskip.com. We will also be contacting you. We also check. You can win once every 6 months. If you've entered once, you are entered into every month's drawing. So congrats to Brianna, 187675. Let's keep going. Brianna, if you're watching, obviously drop it in the comments. The second winner here we go. Holly, number 200-830. Congrats, Holly. And we're going to make sure we're jotting down all these numbers so we can reach out to you. And either of you watching the live, I'm going to scan the comments here. Congrats to both of you. like I said, you could start the next Spanx or the next Dell, or what other companies were started for $1,000. You know, Robert's the master there, and I think we're going to be doing a new TikTok tomorrow. So if you want to see the major companies that have been started for $1,000, you can follow us there. Let's put up our socials at the bottom here so we can follow, because there's another piece I want to mention, Robert. If we put up our socials, is since I'm going to be driving through 20 states in the next few weeks, I'm going to be posting a little bit from the road so you can see. Again, chances are good, since I'll be going through half the U.S., I'll pass through where many of you live, and I'll be sharing news from the road. I'll still be doing daily videos, but yeah, you can follow along. If you're not following us on Instagram, we're at hello.skip, same username as on TikTok. All right, lots of love going out to the winners, Brianna and Holly. All right, should I keep picking winners? Let me keep going here. I said we didn't want to make people wait today to pick winners. So third winner, here we go. All right, Karen, congrats to you. Karen, number 208882, you just won $1,000. So the three of you, we're gonna email you all. You can check the numbers scrolling along the bottom. It's free to enter. You can go to helloskip.com/1K. Most all of our YouTube revenue, when you like this video, when you subscribe to this channel, when you tune in every day and say all the nice things that you say, we give that revenue back to you. So congrats, Karen. And is Karen watching? We'll start to email everyone who's entered ahead of time, so there's that more satisfaction. I think we've had 2 times now where people watching the live video have been picked, but certainly want to would love to have everyone who's winning watching. And we're going to pick 2 more winners, but first I'm going to scan to see if there's any funding related questions, EIDL questions. I did the quick news recap at the beginning. The summary of the news recap was 30 months now for your first EIDL payment. So you can check, if you go to EIDLpay.com, you can check to see when your first payment's due, but keep in mind the interest. The second was to follow us on TikTok, because we will show you inspirational stories about businesses that have started with only $1,000. The third was the Fed news, and this is big. I should have led off with this. This is the biggest news of all, that the Fed increased their interest rates for the first time since 2019. The average mortgage interest rate is now over 4%. And the fourth piece of news was that the average home prices, people earned more with their homes than the average median U.S. income last year. So let's keep going here. Our fourth $1,000 winner. Here we go. And Isla's excited for this as well, so she's going to chime in here. Bronchi, congrats, 174869. Bronchi, our fourth winner. Congrats to you. 174869. I'm muting for someone's at the door, so that's why I was barking. All right, we're going to do one more winner here, and we'll just cut right to it. Bronchi, are you watching? Would love to hear. And for everyone who's just tuning in, if you want to know how to enter, go to helloskip.com/1K. All right, and one more winner here for today. Here we go. Tamiko, congrats, Tamiko. You've just won $1,000. And I hope you're watching. We're going to email you anyway. Number 205-475. I didn't mention, but if we called your name, if you're one of those names you're not sure, you can always check your ticket number at /1K/chances. But yeah, congrats to those 5 winners. And we're going to keep going here. So I don't know, maybe we'll pick an alternate here. I'd love to chime in the comments if you're watching, if you've entered and you want us to pick an alternate. I think we can do it because all of you've tuned in today. So, but let's pull up some comments here. And BC Smith, I need help launching my startup, $15,000 max. I'm in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Thanks for the note and the shout out. Yeah, the main point here is that no matter where you are with your business, you don't need a ton to get going. There are still good grant programs out there. We don't need to talk about the targeted EIDL grants anymore, but there are other grant programs. We talked about one last week, by the way. That was a huge hit. The Barclays Bank had a grant program. I think it was a video that we put up, had close to 50,000 views. So we regularly find grant programs, even some that are under the radar, right? Because obviously the ones you want to find are ones that people haven't applied for or that are lesser known to increase your odds of winning. Just like with our grant programs, I mean, many of you are in the know, but they're still, your odds of winning are still good. Alan, good to see you, Alan. Okay, let's see what's happening. I was told to submit a 1099 only to get denied the grant because they said too many inconsistencies. Well, Alan, was that recent? Yeah, I can't remember the latest news if they're still doing reconsiderations, but yeah, get in touch with us. I think you're already in touch with our team, but yeah, I know they have done this before where they have, they've had this issue, and maybe that's a good time to loop in one of our experts here to answer some EIDL questions. And so we will pick it. I still don't know if people want an alternate winner or not. So I haven't seen enough enthusiasm in the comments. So if you want us to pick a winner, another $1,000 grant winner, again, this is all our YouTube revenue going back to you as a thank you for all of you who tune in every week. But we're going to loop in one of our experts. You know him, you've seen him before. And David, let's loop you in. And how are you doing, David?
I'm doing great, thanks. All right, so what's the questions here? This one here, I was told to submit a 1099 only to get denied the grant because they said too many inconsistencies. Not sure what to do anymore. Well, if there's inconsistencies, a lot of times you have to fill out a new application. For the grant, I'm not 100% sure. I know on the loan, you would do a new 3501 or a 3502, depending on what the inconsistencies were. For the grant, I'm not sure if there's a application available to use to do that. I'll have to look that up. But there might be one, but usually you have to fill out a new application that fixes the inconsistencies.
Oh, this is a good one from thanks, David. And yeah, Alan, hopefully that helps, but I know it's a tricky situation. This is a good one from the virtual massage. Is there a way to increase the speed with which the IRS processes tax returns? You've not submitted, I think, your 2019 tax return until last November. Any tips?
Contact Taxpayer Advocate Office. They're usually the ones that can help push it through. It's still going to be slow. There's not really much you can do as far as call everyone. It takes forever either way, but the Taxpayer Advocate Office can give you a good timeline and they can help to push it through.
Yeah, we had someone on a couple weeks ago who I think it was who was it who basically worked with the IRS to get things. It might have been Ali who we featured, one of the small businesses we featured. We're still featuring small businesses about once every week or 2 weeks, but I think he had success, David, talking to. It wasn't easy. He had to talk to the IRS multiple times, but he found out that IRS was the blocker for him. All right, we've got a few more questions when it comes to funding. Let me pull up another one here from Impact Custom T-Shirt LLC. I was denied my increase because my 2019 taxes were not processed. We filed them.
So similar answer to the last one. Taxpayer advocate. Another way is some of these taxpayer advocate offices are way behind, and it takes over a month to get a response from them. Sometimes you have to do if you do a congressional inquiry, sometimes they have not exactly a back door, but they can get that taxpayer advocate to contact you faster than if you do it on your own.
And that's a good one. And while we're waiting for any other funding questions, and we may pick an alternate here, I think we already kind of pulled this up here in terms of grants. Yeah, like I said, we're curating grants every single week, and I'll just say, when you go to that link above here, this is something we've been doing for over a year. We have a research team that looks at grants across the country, federal level, state level, local level. If you join Skip Plus and try out, we will hunt down any grants for you, so you don't need to worry about FOMO. Oh, I didn't hear about this on time. So it's just another option with our team. But yeah, it's a huge shout out to everyone, our entire team, especially the folks that research, because a lot of these sites aren't easy to pull out new grants. David, is there any other news or things things people should know about, whether on the SBA front or otherwise?
Yeah, it's similar to a few weeks ago. Just stay persistent, keep going with it. I see a lot of people that get declined multiple times, and sometimes it's for very small reasons, but you stay persistent, and a lot of times it gets you over that hurdle. Just the persistence. Don't quit until the money runs out.
Yeah, don't quit until the money runs out. Yeah, that's the key. Frank, let's see what Frank's question is. I've had the worst luck with my 4506T process, so I asked a friend to see his. That way I could see where I messed up. His was worse than yours. Okay, Frank, I hope that it was maybe some positive news for you. Which reminds me of we'll probably be releasing this in a week or two, where I went back to 2020 when I first started talking about the EIDL program, because it's been exactly 2 years now. What's today's date? The CARES Act was passed, I believe, March 15th, 2020. So just over 2 years ago. Right when that passed is when I started doing, actually probably the first video I did on EIDL funding may have been exactly 2 years ago. The reason I did it was because it was confusing to go through, and just like Frank's comment, there's it's pretty messy, right? So no one had any idea how to fill out the forms then, because there was no resources. There were no resources to help. So, but Frank, he was funded even though his was worse than yours. That's interesting. Edna, will the SBA process your loan if you have 2019 file but you don't have the transcript? What do you think?
That is most likely no. We have seen exceptions made, and we saw something recently with sending a procedural notice that basically says that the IRS is taking forever to process transcripts, and to allow the loan to go through without the transcript, where they can still get the transcript 6 months down the line. That's something that we just recently heard, and it worked, but we're not 100% sure if it'll work every time. So there's a procedural notice out there if you look for it. I want to say it's dated September. I think it expires September of last year, but it worked as of a week or two ago.
Yeah. That's a good. David, are you this week compared to the last few weeks? Like, what's the progress like overall for the folks you've been helping directly?
So lack of repayment ability. If they had gotten that decline, it seems like they're processing those a lot faster, those reconsiderations, than for other reasons. Just yesterday, for example, a whole bunch of people got approved. You know, every day, almost every day, I see an approval, but yesterday seemed to be higher than normal as far as approvals going. There's also several that are, once they are approved, they're taking a while longer than usual to actually fund. Normally they get the approval, it's funded in a few days to a week. I have been seeing several now that have been taking a couple weeks before they get the money into the bank account.
Got it. Let's hope that, yeah, today's one of those days for approvals. Here's the, let me pull up the, where are we at here? The, the funding countdown timer, which is, there's about 2 billion more left based on what we heard. We're going to update this, but like I said, the main point is not to get anyone into panic, but just to say, hey, there's about a month left. Maybe it'll go longer than 28 days, but just the time is now to double check if you're eligible for any more funding, and to obviously chat with us, because our team would love to connect with you. I'm going to pick, if there's any more questions while we have David, we'll answer, but it was I'm going to pick one more $1,000 grant winner. So here we go. The bonus winner, here's the alternate. If one of the 5 doesn't claim, here's the alternate winner for today. Here we go. All right, we've built in more suspense. David, is that you? It's some David who has number 209515. So congrats to David, 209515, as the alternate. Did you enter, David?
I didn't, but I should have, because that could have been me.
Just yeah. So tell your friends, by the way, in case you didn't know, you can get bonus entries by following us on our socials. I mean, you should be following us there anyway. Like I said, on TikTok, because we're going to have Robert's going to put up a new TikTok soon with inspirational story, businesses that have been started for $1,000. And you should go check out the Spanx one from last week, which is awesome. Really awesome TikTok. It's yeah. Anyway, people are loving that video. And of course, on Instagram, I'll be posting as I go through 20 some odd states. I'll be posting from the road. So if you're curious, want some behind the scenes, you can follow us there, and on LinkedIn too. So anyway, just say hello to us wherever. We love seeing you. Congrats to all the winners. And yeah, we can't wait to answer more of your questions on the next live. We may be putting out another video later today. Thanks again for tuning in and liking this video. And if you're not subscribed, we hope you'll join us. And again, thanks everyone. And thanks, David. Any final thoughts you want to share, David?
Stay persistent, respond to everything that the SBA sends. If they ask you to send them something 50 times, send it 51 times. Just keep sending it whenever they ask.
Absolutely. Stick at it. And all right, we'll see you all soon. Have a great St. Patrick's Day. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in, and take care. See you soon.